In this video, we will see what is REST API. So this is one of the most interesting topic, and REST APIs are actually the latest way of exchanging information with any external system. So unlike web service where you have XML as a medium, in REST API, thus the medium of data that is flowing is JSON. JSON is lightweight and it takes lesser time for the processing, so it improves the performance. And for the REST APIs, you have similar operations where we can do the get calls as well as we can do the post call. So we will see those. First point to start for the REST services is that you have to basically create an object structure. So as we know, object structure is the basic building block of anything that we have in MIF, and where you will be capturing all the different objects which you actually need, as well as you will be adding the different attributes that you need. You will be including the non-persistent attribute, you will be excluding the attributes which are not desired. So first step is that we create the object structure, and I am using this particular object structure. This object structure is mx person. So this object structure basically has these tables. It returns the person related information, and if you need any object structure where you do not have any out of the box object structure available and you want to add some extra objects to it, then obviously you can create your own custom object structure. So I have taken this person object structure, and the next thing now to review the REST APIs is basically a URL. So you need something known as Postman. So you can download Postman, and Postman will be used to access and test these REST APIs. There are two versions of REST APIs which are available, as you can see here. So you can see this is the format how you will be actually able to query the data or do different kind of operations on the data. So the first format that you see is the REST API. These are the old APIs which Maximo was supporting, and the below format that you have is the OSLC API or next gen REST API. So you will notice that the older one has an application context REST, versus the new one has an application context of OSLC. And obviously the way they share the information and the functionalities which are supported in both of them are different. So OSLC API or the next gen REST API supports multiple different functionalities which are not available in older REST APIs. So we will see both of them. So for this particular instance, I have created one API. So this is the old REST API where you can see that I am passing certain parameters, and here I want to take the information from the Revis user. So I have, if I click on the send, you will be able to see that I have information associated with the user Revis. This is the old standard, and this is how you will actually be getting the information. Remember that max auth or any other kind of authentication tokens are required. So in this particular case, we are passing max auth, and for the max auth, this is the base 64 authentication. If you have LDAP, then obviously you have to pass the LDAP, or if you have some other kind of authentication, then you have to use the API key. So this is the old way of doing things, and as you can see here, the biggest difference you will notice is that I am passing the name of the attribute, and then I am passing the value of the attribute that I am trying to search. While if you see the newer one, you will be able to see that we basically use OSLC.select to select what are the different columns that we need, and also we use OSLC.where clause and we pass the where clause into it, and the way it returns the information is also different. So if I will again do send, you will notice that it is fetching all the information and it is giving me a collection. So this is the collection of this particular record which I am also getting. Here one thing to notice is that if you want to select any specific columns, like for example here I want to select person ID, I want to select the department, and I want to select display name. Say for example I want just 3 fields, then I can always do that, and then you will be able to see that only those particular fields are accessible. So one tip, as we have already discussed, is that whenever you are exchanging information for any interface in real time, you need to look for the payload size and the time it is taking. So you can always exclude them, the attributes from the object structure, and you can also use OSLC.select to only fetch the information that you need. The best way of doing it is to exclude all the object structure of the object structures attributes, so that Maximo does not pull them when it is queries the data. And same thing here is that you have to pass the max auth, and once you are going to pass the max auth, in that particular case I will be getting the response. So this is the get method. So we can see what are the different methods which are available. So post method shows you here. So get method is to query the data. This is similar to the query function or the method that we had seen in the web services. Then post is to create. If you are just doing a post without passing any other method, then it will basically be creating the data. If you use patch or put, then it will update the data. Then delete is to delete. Head and options are not something which is supported with and or needed with Maximo OSLC APIs. So this is the example of post which I am showing you. So if you notice in this particular post option, I am basically trying to update. What I want is that I want to update the information, and I will the information of the department for this user Revis, and I am passing X method override, and the method which I am using is patch. So this is how you will be passing the method patch to update some information. So this method is going to be post, but then in the header you can pass the method patch, and then it will be updating the data. Also you need to pass what exactly you want to update. So here I am passing a body parameter where I want to update the field. So I want a department field to be updated to the inventory. So if I go here and if I will do the get, you can see the current department is maintenance, right? And I want to update this particular thing to inventory. So I will come, this is the generic format. You can see here that I am passing a unique ID. This particular unique ID is the person ID, person UID in this particular case. So you have to pass the ID of that particular record. So you can see that this is a person UID 54, and this is what I am passing here when I am trying to update a record. So this is something which you have to pass to indicate Maximo that you are trying to update. So when you are going to pass the X method override patch, it will look for an ID, and that particular ID should be available. This is the unique ID. So in this particular case, person UID is that particular ID which I am passing. And if I will do send, then I am you can notice that this is done, and I'm getting 204. And then if I come here and if I go to people application, let's see what happens. So in this particular case, if I search Revis, you can see the department has been updated to inventory. So this is how you can use the APIs, and there is a document available which you can always refer. This document is basically a guide provided by IBM which tells you different other functionalities which are supported. Functionality like, right, you can create an automation script and you can pass them as one of the parameter is also available in OSLC API. So you have multiple different functionalities which are readily available for you, which you can utilize. So I hope you have liked this video and you are liking the content and the information that you are getting with this particular masterclass. So if that is the case, then I request you to do as usual, like this video, share this with your friends and community, as well as if you have any questions, you can always comment below the video and I will try to help you and resolve that problem or the query as soon as I can. So thank you very much, stay connected, and we'll meet again with a new video.